We know that AI is changing our world. And when you take AI and use it for sales and get more sales, hey, that's a real good thing. Hi, I'm Terry Brock, and we work with entrepreneurs to help them to really build their business. We have a program called Stark Raving Entrepreneurs. And recently we had a guest named Mark Hunter. He's a certified speaking professional, one of the best in the world. And he is a fabulous person communicating how to sell and how you can do it. And I want to share that with you. I'm going to let you see an inside peek at what we covered in this recent meeting. He gave some really good tips on how you can connect with those people that are prospect that didn't quite come through yet, but they might, how you can do that, and some specific techniques. So get your pen and paper or your note-taking device of choice ready to go, and join me as we talk to and hear from the amazing salesperson with great ideas, Mark Hunter. Well, now we get a chance to do something that I know you are going to love today, because we get a chance to learn about sales. We're going to get a chance to learn from one of the best. This man, Mark Hunter, is a certified speaking professional. He is a consummate professional in sales. And I like the way he does it, because the words pushy salesperson have been attributed to many others. Mark would be the exact opposite of that. He is a person who looks at you and helps you to meet your needs to find out how you can do that. I've been following him for many years. I've enjoyed also many of the videos that he sends out. That's something you'll want to look into. Real solid, usable ideas on selling through his site. We're going to make sure we get a chance to find out about that today. And he's going to talk to us today about what's going on. And particularly today, I've asked him to do something that he doesn't normally do because, well, it's brand new stuff, but he is doing it. And I know he's doing some amazing activities with AI for sales. You can find out how to really turbocharge your sales working with that. Also got to say this. He and Sam Richter have worked together, had a special program I think it was a few years ago, and they had an offer where you could pay a certain amount of money and I could get access to them of counseling for life. Mark told me that I could do that. And he said, Terry, you do have to remain alive. So I'm working on that. I'm going to make sure that I stay alive so that I can make sure I get that. And Mark has been very giving, helping me. Today, he's here to help you. We want to find out what we can do, what the new environment is like, what is working now that wasn't working before, and what isn't working today that was working before. Tools that are there. Mark has agreed to just open it up and tell you all kinds of good things that are going on and how you can use them. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming CSP Mark Hunter. Mark, welcome aboard.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. Great to see you. Hey, Lois, great to see you. Judith, I'm going to do a shout out to Larry. So thank you that he's singing my praises. Rebecca, great to see you. Hey, it's so good to see everybody. Hey, here's the deal. I'm going to share with you a couple things. We're going to do a mashup. AI and sales, less stress. Because let's not kid ourselves. I mean, when you say the word sales, it stresses a lot of people out. I'm going to share with you an AI hack that I came up with a few months ago. I came up with it. I don't know if I came up with it, but I've been using it and it works great. And it brings together AI and how we stay in touch with customers. But before I do that, let me share with you 3 quotes. I want you to kind of sit on these and savor them. Consistency creates credibility. Think about that for a moment. Consistency creates credibility. Think about that with your clients, with people you want to do work with. Second one, sales is about helping others see and achieve what they did not think was possible. That's my definition of sales. Sales is helping others see and achieve what they didn't think was possible. It's not jamming something down somebody's throat. No, it's truly helping them. But here's the one that I love the most. If you have the ability to help someone, you owe it to them to reach out. So many times what happens is we have people who we know we can help, but we're afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid, because if I have problems, and trust me, you can ask my kids. My kids will tell you that I have plenty of problems. And if you could help me fix one of my problems, I would want you to reach out. I would, because if I found out later that you knew how to solve my problem and you didn't reach out to me, I'd be disappointed. Yeah. So we owe it to people to do that. But here's the challenge. How do we do this? So I'm going to share with you an AI hack that is absolutely cool, because let's think about this. You probably have all got people who you've had a little bit of a conversation with, maybe you connected with them one time, but and you just, so I know you've got them on your email newsletter list, right? Yeah. Come on, let's not kid ourselves. Those don't work as well as they used to. What I found is this. I will take what's a problem that I think they have. What's a problem? I do a lot of work with sales teams. And I did this just the other night. I said, what are the big reasons why salespeople don't make quota? Guess what? I went out to AI. I asked ChatGPT, what are the big reasons why salespeople don't make quota? And ChatGPT came back with this whole list. And it was sweet. It was awesome. So what I did was I just synthesized that a little bit, put it into a real quick 5 bullet points, and I emailed that out. And I emailed it out individually to a variety of VPs and sales. Like I said, that's my target audience. So you think of your target audience. You know what's amazing? The responses I get, people say, thank you. This is absolutely incredible. 2 weeks ago, I was talking to somebody and they said, hey, Mark, do you have any ideas regarding coaching? How do you coach salespeople? Well, again, I just went out to ChatGPT, asked ChatGPT, came back, and then I took what ChatGPT and I added some of my, I always want to add some of my own flavor, some of my commentary. I'm never going to take what that says. I always say ChatGPT is a starting tool, not a finishing tool. I'm going to finish it. And I said that. And what I have found is this. This is a technique that I do over and over again. So I have created over the last, I don't know, just last 6 months, I've created probably 20 or 30 of these just really quick emails, one pager. Some of them are PDFs, some of them are just emails, but I can send out. Now think about the beauty of this. I can send this out to people, and it's a way that I stay top of mind with them because I'm now bringing them something that they want, that they need, they see value in, and they appreciate me. They thank me for it. And it's amazing how, yeah, come on, let's not kid ourselves. You've got that person that you've called 4 or 5 times, or you emailed them. I'm just bugging them. I'm no longer bugging them. I have had an individual, a company, specific person in a company that I have reached out to, according to my CRM system now, 30 times over the last 18 months. 30 times over the last 18 months. And it's interesting. She called me the other day. She said, Mark, we're about ready to make a move. I'll be back in touch with you in May. And she did. She sent me an email this morning and said, Mark, we're going to have a meeting, and I want to have a meeting right after that with you. Now think about that. I stayed in touch with her, like I said, probably 20, 30 times over the last 18 months. Consistency creates credibility. But in those messages, was I selling? Well, yeah, I was selling. Was I selling, hey, buy me? No, never once. I was just sharing with her insights, sharing with her ideas and strategies that she and her company could use to do their job better. You see, sales is about helping others see and achieve what they didn't think was possible. So the beauty of this strategy is I could have come up with this content myself. Oh, sure, I could. But by using ChatGPT or any AI tool, boom, it's instant. And oh, by the way, as brilliant as we think we are, again, I made the upper half of my class possible. AI brings us so much more content, so much more clarity that I can do this. So stop and ask yourself this question. What are some of the challenges that your current customers are dealing with, or people who you want to deal with? Because this is the beautiful thing. I make each one of these based around maybe one conversation, one question I get from one person, but I make it. You know what? Now I have this and I can send this to 10, 15, 20 people. And I can send that out. That's it. Now, here's where it gets even better. So I take this tool, AI, start to create this document. I send it out. I get some feedback. That's great. That's good. Now what do? I take that exact same document and I now do a video around it. I do a video. And then again, we can turn that into a blog post. Every Wednesday, I email to my email list a video, a blog post, which is basically enhanced transcription of the video, along with some other information. And what's amazing is since we've gone to this strategy, our email open rate has gone up dramatically. Why? Because every topic we choose to do a video on has already been tested. I tested it by sending it out to 10 or 15 VPs of sales. And if it doesn't resonate with them, if I'm not getting comments from at least one or two of them, then it must not be very good. But if I'm getting comments back from two or three, yeah, jump in.
If I can interrupt for a moment, what you're saying is golden. This is really good. I want to get even deeper on that. Could you give us some examples of what you did? What was the content that you sent out? So we can go,
yeah,
something like that. Give us just a few examples of what you're doing.
Yes. You know what? Let me see if I can share my screen here.
Right. And you're set up to do that? Go for
it. Let's see. Am I set up to do that? Let's see. Share screen. Okay, hold on. Bear with me because let me open this up. I'm going to open up a drive here. Hang with me for just a moment.
Sure thing. Appreciate this.
Talk amongst yourselves. Yes.
Yeah. Mark, what you're saying, I think, is really golden. You're giving them something of value. That's the key.
Right. This is the key thing.
I'm wonderful, buy my stuff. No, you're saying, here's something really valuable, and you're there in a consistent way. That really is important. You're doing that with your Wednesday meetings. And by the way, everyone, I would encourage you to look into this. There was Wednesday videos every time I say, and I'm using that carefully, every time I see it, I get value out of it.
And see, this whole thing, consistency creates credibility. Everyone, okay, now I think you see there my drive open there. Do you see that PDF?
Yes, it's coming through just fine.
Right. So I have another one. So here's one. Evaluate a new customer. Let's just open this up. Bear with me. It's on the cloud, so it's got to pull it in first. I dropped my computer the other day. I broke the screen, so I'm using an old computer. Yeah. $800 later.
I think all of us are hurting for you. We know.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Now, you can't see questions to evaluate a customer, right? Bear with me.
Evaluate a new customer. We're not seeing the picture of it.
You're not seeing the PDF. Okay, just a moment here. Bear with me. I'm sorry. It's embarrassing when you can't get something to work right? Okay. Okay, so there we are. This is questions to evaluate a new customer. And this just came about. I was having a conversation with a VP of sales or somebody. So then I just went to ChatGPT and asked that question, ChatGPT. It came back to me. And then I just crafted this very quick one page. You see, it's 9 points. Put it into a PDF form, and I email it out. So some I don't even put it into a PDF form. I literally just copy the text and drop it right into an email. But now think about this. Are you creating value? Yeah, I'm creating value for my target audience. So I'm going to encourage you to think of those topics. Think of those questions your old customers have, your current customers have. Do kind of this one sheet around this and send this out. Because what you're going to do is you're going to create a tremendous amount of conversation. But, you know what I've also got here? Think about this for a moment. You're talking with a client, you're talking with a potential, and you say, hey, could you give a 1-hour webinar? Could you do a webinar on something? Boom, you've got content right there ready. You see, what we're doing is we're pre-building, pre-packaging all of our content. And that's what makes this thing.
Yeah, I like that because you can take that and repurpose that into many different directions.
We repurpose it so many different ways. Like I said, like in that example I had, there were 9. So we have 9 tweets we can do off of that. I have voicemails. I could sit there and leave a voicemail with somebody. Hey, just wondering if this is a problem you're having, and then I can read off point number 2, or point number 4, point number 6. You see, Rory Vaden, terrific, brilliant individual. He always says, whenever you come up with a piece of content, you want to be able to repurpose it at least 5, 10, 15 times. We're finally catching up. We're finally catching up.
Yep.
And it all starts by using chat and working our way through. Oh, did I tell you the other way to do it? If you go back to, if you were at, I don't mean to, but you're at Thrive, the NSA conference Thrive, there was a session on how to create an ebook in 3 hours or less. That's exactly what we do here. We can take this exact same content and blow it out into an ebook, blow it out into a infographic. There's so many different things you can do. Think about what you could do with this with Dolly. Ooh, wow.
Yes, creating just the perfect graphic.
Just perfect graphic. And here's what I find. I'm selling with zero stress. And more importantly, what I am selling, not only am I selling my current client that I'm trying to get into, trying to do more with, but I'm also creating content that I can share with 5, 10, 15, 20 other people. And oh, by the way, what I do with this, and this is, again, this may be, you may, I don't want to do this. Guess what? I send this out. If they haven't responded to me within a couple of days, I can pick up the phone and call them. Hey, Tuesday, I sent you this. I don't know if you have had a chance to take a look at it. And again, I can create conversation. This is an excellent way to create conversation with potential clients, with current clients. Because again, how many times have we had people who have gone dark on us, right? Right? We've all had people like that. They engage us for something, but then they go dark. Now I can stay engaged. I did a keynote for a company that shared the gentleman's name, Tyler. And Tyler was all ecstatic, but boy, Tyler's been caught up in his business. So guess what? I dropped him like 4 of these over the last several months. Sure enough, it was about a week and a half ago. He reached back out and said, "Hey, I apologize. I've been so busy, but you've been sending me some great stuff. We do need to connect. Let's get time on the calendar." Boom. If I had been saying, "Hey, Tyler, buy from me. Hey, Tyler, when are you going to have me come back in for your next meeting?" He probably would have ignored me, would have blown me off.
Mark, let me interrupt you for a moment here and jump in. What you're saying is really, really good. We can do this. Where do you come up with the ideas on what you want to say?
Yeah.
And
the ideas.
What kind of prompts do you put in for that?
All I do is I just put in the topic of what it is that I'm talking with that person about. In other words, they said, "Hey, you know what? Our salespeople are not making quota. They're just, it's getting worse and worse." So then I just went to ChatGPT and said, "Hey, why are salespeople not making quota?" Then they came back with some answers. Then I came back and I just kept tweaking it, just keep playing with it. Again, I'm not sophisticated. I'm not as smart as you, Terry. Okay. I made the upper half of my class possible, but I just play around with it enough and I get enough feedback. And then boom, within 15 minutes, I've got this thing. Yeah. I'm like,
Mark,
and it's in my language.
You're hitting the nail on the head there with that, because what we need to do is look at it as a conversation with an expert. We've heard this so many times when you're dealing with ChatGPT, with Perplexity, with Claude, whatever it is, you're having a chat with them.
Yes.
You're going through asking more and more until you come up with just what it is that is making people not meet quota. And when you find it, then you bring in your ideas, what I like to call you-ize it. You're putting in your ideas, the examples that you could bring that ChatGPT doesn't know about. That was powerful. I love what Mark said. He's got a lot of good information there. Think about that. Consistency creates credibility. That's important, that you're consistently out there doing the right things. I love the way he keeps in touch with people in a gentle way, because often, as we know, your prospect is not ready to jump and buy when you want them to buy. So what you've got to do is remain pleasantly available to them. Be out there giving lots of good information so they go, "Oh, hey, here's Mark's new newsletter that just came out." And I love his idea of a video and a blog that goes with it. So you use those two. Using AI, we can do a lot with it. Just like he said, more sales than ever before is possible. Get in touch with Mark. He's at thesaleshunter.com. Thesaleshunter.com. You find all his social media information there. I've known him for many years, actually a few decades. The man is credible. He is good. One-on-one, he's wonderful. On a platform, he's also great. So if you need a good speaker on sales, Mark would be a guy you want to get in touch with. And get on his newsletter. Do yourself a treat, find out what's available there, and do that. And hey, if we can help you on Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, we help you to actually implement. One of the things we're doing right now is not just talking about this stuff, we're actually doing it with our people, working with the folks that have said, yes, we want to get involved with you at our silver level. We actually do it with you. Do with you is how we do it. So we can help you on that, give you some good information. And if you say, okay, I want to just get into a good community where I can have accountability and learn more about AI and how it can directly relate to sales, all done in a live and let live way. We embrace the non-aggression principle. That means you don't initiate force, you don't hurt others, you don't take their stuff. This is the way we do it. NAP, the non-aggression principle, all wrapped up in the idea of you learning about AI and building your business. I'm Terry Brock. Thanks for being with us today. We'll look forward to hearing from you.